Scott Bakula's Enterprise casting revived a Star Trek trend that continues today. When Star Trek Enterprise premiered in 2001, the franchise faced a unique challenge. After more than a decade of continuous Star Trek television, spanning Star Trek, The Next Generation, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, and Star Trek Voyager, audiences had come to expect a certain type of casting. Relatively lesser-known actors who would become synonymous with their characters. But Enterprise broke that pattern in a significant way. By casting Scott Bakula as Captain Jonathan Archer, the series revived a trend that had appeared only occasionally in Star Trek history, hiring a well-known television star to lead a new chapter of the franchise. Surprisingly, that choice didn't just help Enterprise, it quietly established a casting philosophy that Star Trek continues to use today. A different kind of captain. Before stepping aboard the NX-01, Scott Bakula was already a familiar face to TV audiences. His starring role as Dr. Sam Beckett in Quantum Leap had earned him critical acclaim, multiple award nominations, and a loyal fan base. That level of recognition was unusual for a Star Trek lead. Earlier series had certainly featured talented actors, but most weren't household names before joining the franchise. For example, Patrick Stewart was a respected stage actor before playing Captain Jean-Luc Picard in Star Trek The Next Generation, yet he wasn't widely known to mainstream television viewers. Similarly, Kate Mulgrew and Avery Brooks had strong acting resumes before leading Star Trek Voyager and Star Trek Deep Space Nine, but neither had the kind of pop culture fame Bakula brought. Casting Bakula therefore signaled a shift. Instead of building a show entirely around new or emerging faces, the producers embraced a star with an established reputation. Why Bakula was the perfect choice? Enterprise was designed to be different from previous Star Trek series. Set before the founding of the Federation, the show followed humanity's earliest steps into deep space. Captain Archer wasn't a polished diplomat like Picard or a seasoned explorer like Catherine Janeway. He was a pioneer navigating uncertain territory. Scott Bakula's screen persona fit this concept perfectly. His performances often balanced optimism, curiosity, and a relatable everyman charm. Those traits helped Archer feel like a bridge between modern audiences and the futuristic world of Star Trek. Bakula also brought a certain warmth to the role. While previous captains often projected authority and command presence, Archer was more openly emotional and personal. That difference matched Enterprise's theme of humanity learning the ropes of interstellar exploration. In other words, Bakula wasn't just a recognizable name, he was exactly the kind of actor the story required. Reviving a forgotten pattern. Interestingly, casting a known TV star wasn't entirely new for Star Trek. The franchise had experimented with it earlier when William Shatner took on the role of Captain James T. Kirk in Star Trek, the original series. Shatner had already built a respectable television career before becoming one of science fiction's most iconic captains. However, in later decades the franchise leaned toward casting actors who could fully disappear into their roles. By the time Enterprise arrived, that philosophy had become almost an unofficial rule. Scott Bakula's casting revived the older approach, pairing Star Trek with performers who already carried strong recognition and credibility. And once the door reopened, future shows would follow the same path. The trend continues in modern Star Trek. Today's era of Star Trek television makes it clear that Bakula's casting helped reshape the franchise's strategy. Take Patrick Stewart returning decades later to headline Star Trek Picard. While Stewart was already inseparable from the role of Jean-Luc Picard, his global fame as a veteran actor made the series feel like an event television project rather than just another sequel. Then there's Sonequa Martin Green leading Star Trek Discovery. Before stepping into the role of Michael Burnham, she was widely known for her work on The Walking